Hello, chismosas y chismosos, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime, where I like to tell the stories of the real cucuys and lloronas of the world. I'm Audrey, a paralegal turned stay-at-home mom who loves true crime. The cases I cover are wild. Topics may be triggering. Viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. With all that being said, grab your hot Cheetos and let's get started on today's case. Picture this. A mother called her 2-year-old daughter and 5-year-old son saying vitamins to the dining room table. Without context, you'd think, wow, what a great mother, making sure her kids have the vitamins they need so they can be strong and healthy. Now, let me give you the actual context of this particular situation. On November 4th, 1997, 26-year-old Christina Marie Riggs went to the pharmacy and filled her regular prescription for her antidepressant called Elavil. She also had stolen potassium chloride and morphine from the hospital where she worked as a vocational nurse. Christine had learned that potassium chloride was used in lethal injections, and when administered correctly, it makes the heart stop within minutes. The vitamins she made her kids take was her antidepressant. She thought it would relax her children before she would inject them with potassium chloride so they could die. She did not know was that you have to dilute potassium chloride, and failure to do so causes a painful burn when injected. This real-life llorona injected the undiluted potassium chloride into her 5-year-old son's arm, and when he screamed in pain, she tried to inject him with morphine. When that didn't work, she suffocated him to death. After Justin stopped breathing, she suffocated her 2-year-old daughter, Shelby, next. Christine tried to commit suicide by taking 28 pills of her antidepressant Elavil, and then injected herself with the undiluted potassium chloride that burned a hole in her arm. 19 hours later, Christina's mom found her grandbabies dead and Christina unresponsive. Christina's mom called 911. When the paramedics arrived, they determined the babies were in fact dead, and they did manage to resuscitate Christina. Christina Marie Thomas was born on September 2nd, 1971 in Lawton, Oklahoma. She was separated from her siblings when her parents divorced. She was raised by her mother, and from the ages of 7 through 13, she was sexually abused by her stepbrother. A neighbor also did the same. Christina's mother was suicidal, and Christina's maternal grandmother was committed to a mental institution. As a coping mechanism, Christina thought if she gained weight, the pervs would go away, so she ate her feelings. By the age of 14, she had already been using tobacco, marijuana, and alcohol. At 16 years old, she gave up a baby for adoption. She went to a vocational college and became a licensed practical nurse. At first, she was a home health aide and later obtained employment at a veterans hospital. She began dating Timothy Thompson, an Air Force private stationed at Tinker Air Force Base. She became pregnant and told Timothy he told her he needed to talk it over with his trusted military higher-ups. After talking to those he trusted more than his own family, he told her that he would not be taking responsibility for the baby and moved back to Minnesota. Christina wasted no time and rekindled a relationship with John Riggs. Justin Dalton Thomas was born on June 7th, 1992. By July of 1993, John and Christina Riggs were married and were pregnant, but sadly that pregnancy turned into a miscarriage on their wedding night. On December of 1994, Christina gave birth to her rainbow baby, a healthy girl she named Shelby Alexis Riggs. John Riggs became abusive towards Christine. John had a violent temper that made its way to Justin when he was a toddler, that on one occasion he punched him in the stomach. The blow was so hard it resulted to a trip to the emergency room. Christina wanted to kill herself and her children due to money problems, depression, and a life filled with abuse and chaos. We all have traumas. We all don't become killers, let alone capable of filicide, which is the legal term for when parents kill their own children. The irony of it all is that Christina Riggs would be sentenced to death by lethal injection, the same method she tried to unalive her children with. Instead, this time on May 2nd of 2000 at 9:28 p.m., it was done right. We've reached the end of today's episode of Bay Area Housewife of True Crime. That's my little gadget. Sorry for the sound. Thank you so much for coming down the rabbit hole where I currently live. As always, I accept and respect your opinions. I welcome all comments, questions, inquiries, case suggestions. Hit me up at yayareahousewife@gmail.com. I'll see you chismosas y chismosos in the next episode. Adios.